It is a warm summer evening, and everyone is in sundresses. And there you are, reaching for a cardigan you do not want, or putting the sleeveless dress back on the rack. Because somewhere along the way, you decided your arms were something to hide. Here is what nobody tells you. It was never your arms. It was 5 small clothing mistakes that draw the eye to the wrong place and make you feel you must cover up. It is not your body. It is not your age. It is 5 things you can fix. And number 4, surprises everyone. Welcome back, beautiful. I am so glad you're here. Before we begin, I want to say something, and I want you to really take it in. Your arms are wonderful. They have hugged the people you love, carried children and groceries, and a whole lifetime, and they do not owe anyone smoothness or thinness. So this video is not about hiding your arms, and it is certainly not about being ashamed of them. It is about something much kinder and more practical. It turns out that most of the reason women feel self-conscious in sleeveless clothes has nothing to do with their actual arms. It has everything to do with the clothing, where it cuts, how it grips, and how it hangs. Fix those 5 things, and suddenly sleeveless feels comfortable, elegant, and completely yours again. And I will go one step further than the 5 mistakes today. After we fix them, I am going to show you how to choose for your own particular arm, how the neckline works with the sleeve, how color plays its part, and what works for every occasion your summer holds. So you walk away able to dress your arms beautifully in absolutely any situation. So let's start with the most common mistake of all, the one almost every sleeveless top and dress gets wrong. The first mistake is the sleeve that ends at the very widest part of your arm. This is the cap sleeve problem, and it is everywhere. A little cap sleeve, or any short sleeve, that stops right at the fullest, roundest part of your upper arm. Here is why it works against you, and it has nothing to do with the arm itself. Anytime a sleeve ends, it draws a horizontal line straight across your arm, and your eye goes right to wherever that line falls. So when the sleeve ends at the widest point, it draws a bright line exactly there, at the fullest part, and it makes that the focus. It is the same reason a skirt that ends at the widest part of the calf is unflattering. Have you ever wondered why one sleeve length felt awful and another felt wonderful, even on the same day? This is why. The line simply lands in a different place. The fix is simple, and it changes everything. Choose a sleeve that ends either above the fullest part, high and close like a smooth fitted cap that sits near the shoulder, or well below it, at the mid-upper arm, the elbow, or the 3/4 point. A flutter sleeve is wonderful for this, because instead of a hard line, it falls in a soft, floaty edge that drifts past the widest point and hides it completely. So the rule is, never let a sleeve stop at the widest part. End it higher or float it lower. And here's a small trick to find your own widest point. Stand in front of a mirror and let your arm relax at your side. Notice where the fullest part of your upper arm sits. That is the one spot you never want a sleeve to end on. Once you know where it is, you will start spotting the problem instantly on the hanger before you even try anything on, and you will understand at last why certain tops never felt right, no matter how lovely they seemed. And here is the wonderful part. The very best sleeve lengths for most of us, the flutter, the short, soft sleeve that ends just past the fullest point, and the elbow or 3/4 sleeve, are also some of the most elegant and timeless in all of fashion. So, you are not settling or compromising to flatter your arms. You are actually reaching for the more graceful, more expensive-looking option anyway. The flattering choice and the elegant choice are the very same choice. Now, the second mistake is one you can feel as much as see. The second mistake is the armhole that grips. You know the feeling. An armhole cut too tight and too close, so it digs in and grips the arm, creating a little bulge where the fabric presses in. Here's the problem. A tight armhole squeezes the arm and puts a crease and a pull right at the top of it, which draws the eye and, ironically, makes the arm look fuller than it is, because the fabric is pressing into it. It also simply feels uncomfortable all day, which makes you hold yourself stiffly. The fix is to look for a softer, slightly looser armhole that skims rather than grips. You want the fabric to fall cleanly from your shoulder and glide past your arm, just touching it, not clutching it. When the armhole skims, it creates a smooth, uninterrupted line down the side of your body, and the eye glides right past. This is often the whole difference between a sleeveless top that feels awful and one that feels wonderful, and it costs nothing but knowing to check. When you try something on, lift your arms, move around, and make sure the armhole feels easy, not tight. A good test is to reach forward as if to hug someone, or lift both arms overhead. If the armhole pinches, digs, or pulls the whole top out of place, it is cut too tight, and no amount of loving your arms will make that top comfortable. Set it aside without a second thought. The right armhole lets you move freely and forget you are even wearing it, and that ease is exactly what makes you look relaxed and elegant rather than stiff and self-conscious. There is also a simple alteration worth knowing about, because it can rescue a top you already love. If a sleeveless top is perfect in every way except a slightly tight or gaping armhole, a good tailor can often adjust it for very little money, taking in a gaping armhole or easing a tight one. We so rarely think to alter our clothes, but a small nip at the armhole can turn a top you avoid into one you reach for constantly. It is one of the best few dollars you can spend on your summer wardrobe. Before we go on, I would love to hear from you because I read every comment. Tell me in the comments, have you been hiding your arms for years, reaching for that cardigan even when you are warm? You are so far from alone, and I think this video is going to change that for you. The third mistake is the thin, spaghetti strap with nothing to it. So many sleeveless dresses and tops come with a very narrow little strap, and while there is nothing wrong with them in themselves, here is what they do. A thin strap leaves the entire shoulder and arm completely bare and unframed, with no soft line anywhere, so the eye has nothing to travel along and lands squarely on the bare upper arm. There is nothing to give the area shape or a graceful line. The fix is to choose a little more strap, or a soft little sleeve. A wider strap, say 2 or 3 fingers wide, sits beautifully and covers the top of the shoulder, giving structure and a clean line. Even better, a small flutter sleeve or a short soft sleeve gives you a gentle, floaty bit of coverage over the top of the arm that frames it softly, drapes past it, and looks feminine and elegant. You still feel cool and summery, you are nowhere near covered up, but now there is a soft line framing your shoulder and arm instead of leaving it stark and bare. So reach for a wider strap or a soft flutter over the skinny spaghetti strap almost every time. There is a lovely bonus to a wider strap too. It comfortably hides your bra strap, which a thin spaghetti strap never can, so you are not constantly adjusting and tucking all evening. A 2-inch strap or a soft flutter lets you relax completely, knowing everything is where it should be. Comfort and ease, it turns out, are a huge part of what makes a woman look effortlessly elegant, because you carry yourself differently when you are not quietly worrying about your clothes. And if you already own a beautiful dress with thin straps that you love, do not give up on it. A soft shrug, a light bolero, or even a pretty pair of wider decorative straps can transform it, and many dresses can have their straps widened or replaced by a tailor for very little. The thin strap is never a reason to abandon a dress you adore. It is simply something to soften, and now you know exactly how. Now the fourth mistake is the one that surprises women the most, and it is all about the fabric. The fourth mistake is stiff, structured fabric, and this is the one almost nobody thinks about. We tend to think about the cut of a sleeveless top, but rarely about the fabric, and the fabric matters enormously. Here is the problem with a stiff, structured, heavier fabric on a sleeveless piece. Stiff fabric holds its own shape instead of following yours. So at the armhole, it stands away from the body, it gaps, and it creates hard angles and shadows around the arm rather than a soft line. It also tends to add visual bulk, because it sits away from you rather than skimming close. The fix is to choose soft, fluid, drapey fabrics. Think of a soft jersey, a modal, a rayon, a fine knit, a silky woven. These fabrics fall softly and follow the natural line of your body, skimming gently past the arm and moving with you as you move. Soft fabric creates a graceful, flowing vertical line, and it is that soft movement and drape that reads as elegant and expensive, while a stiff fabric reads as boxy and unforgiving. So when you are choosing anything sleeveless, do the simple test. Take the fabric in your hand and see if it falls in soft folds or stands up stiffly. Soft and fluid, always, especially near the arm. And this single rule quietly explains so much. It is why that expensive feeling draped top from years ago always made you feel wonderful, and why a stiffer, boxier one never did, even in the same size and color. It was never the size, and it was never you. It was the drape. Once you start choosing soft, fluid fabrics on purpose, you will notice the difference the very first time you put one on, and you will wonder why no one ever told you something so simple. And soft fabrics carry a lovely practical gift in summer too. Natural fluid fabrics like cotton, modal, linen blends, and rayon breathe and move air against the skin, so they keep you genuinely cooler than a stiff, dense, synthetic fabric that traps heat against you. So the soft drapey choice is not only more flattering, it is more comfortable on a hot day, which means you will actually want to wear it rather than peeling it off by noon. Flattering and cool at once, which is exactly what summer asks for. Tell me in the comments, had you ever thought about the fabric being the problem rather than your arm? I have a feeling this one is a real light bulb moment. Now, the fifth and final mistake. The fifth mistake is reaching for the heavy cardigan as your cover-up. When we feel self-conscious, we grab the nearest thing, and so often that is a thick, heavy cardigan thrown over everything. Here is why it works against you. A bulky, heavy cardigan adds weight and volume all over your upper body. It hides your waist and your shape completely, and it reads exactly as what it is, hiding. It makes the whole outfit heavier and, honestly, warmer and more uncomfortable too. And it quietly tells the world, and yourself, that you felt you had to cover up. The fix is a light, fluid layer instead. If you genuinely want a little arm coverage and that is completely your choice, reach for a soft, lightweight, floaty topper, a light kimono, a sheer or gauzy duster, a soft, drapey cardigan in a fine, flowing fabric. These give you gentle coverage over the arm while staying light and airy, and because they fall in one long, open vertical line down your body, they actually lengthen and flatter your whole figure rather than hiding it. You get coverage and elegance at the same time, and you stay cool. So retire the heavy cardigan for summer and reach for the light, fluid layer that drapes and moves. Keep one of these light toppers in your bag or your car through the warm months, the way you always kept a cardigan, so you are never caught out and never tempted to reach for something heavy. A kimono or gauzy duster folds down to almost nothing and weighs next to nothing, so it is no trouble to carry. That way, whenever a room turns cool or you simply want a little coverage, the elegant answer is right there with you, and the heavy cardigan can stay home where it belongs. It is the difference between hiding and simply framing yourself beautifully. And notice the lovely thing a long, open, floaty layer does. Because it hangs in two long vertical lines down either side of your body, it draws the eye up and down rather than side to side, which lengthens and slims your whole figure while it gently covers your arms. You get coverage and a more flattering line at the same time, which a heavy cardigan could never give you. It is the single most elegant way to have a little arm coverage on a warm day, and it will quickly become your favorite summer piece. And once you have all 5 of these fixes, something bigger clicks into place. One simple idea that ties them together and changes how you shop forever. Let me give it to you now. Now, before we pull it all together, I want to make this personal to you, because arms are not all the same, and the right choice shifts a little, depending on your own. So let me speak to a few different arms directly, and you will know which one is yours. If your concern is a fuller, rounder upper arm, your very best friend is the soft flutter sleeve or a short draped sleeve that skims past the fullest part without gripping it, in a fluid fabric that glides rather than clings. Avoid anything tight or cropped right at the fullest point, and let everything float. If your concern is crepey or softer skin texture rather than fullness, know that this is so common and so completely normal as our skin thins with age. A sleeve with a little length is your friend here. A short flutter or an elbow-length sleeve in a soft fabric gives gentle coverage while still feeling light and summery. And a matte fabric, rather than a shiny one, is much kinder to texture. If your concern is broad or square shoulders, a wider strap or a soft sleeve that starts a touch further in from the shoulder edge softens and narrows the line beautifully, while a thin strap set right at the edge only emphasizes the width. And if your arms are slim, but you simply feel exposed or chilly in true sleeveless, a soft cap or short sleeve gives you a little something without any bulk at all. The point of all of this is that there is a perfect sleeveless or almost sleeveless answer for every single arm. Not one of these is a flaw to fix. Each is simply a shape to dress with a little knowledge. And now you have it. Isn't it freeing to realize there was never anything wrong with you, only a few things no one had ever explained about the clothes? Here is something else that makes an enormous difference, and that almost no one connects to their arms. The neckline. The neckline and the sleeve work together as a team, and the right neckline can draw the eye away from the arm entirely and up toward your face, which is exactly where you want it. Here is how it works. A neckline that opens up and draws upward creates a strong vertical pull toward your face. Think of a soft V-neck, a scooped neckline, a gentle cowl, or an open collar. The eye happily travels up and stays there, rather than drifting out to the arms. A little open V at the chest is one of the most flattering things a woman over 60 can wear because it lengthens the neck and lifts the whole look. On the other hand, a high, tight, round crew neckline sitting right up at the throat does the opposite. It cuts a hard horizontal line across the top of you. It can look a touch severe, and with nothing drawing the eye upward, attention falls straight to the arms by default. So, when you choose a sleeveless top or dress, do not think only about the sleeve. Look at the neckline too, and reach for something that opens and lifts, a soft V or a scoop, so the eye is invited up to your lovely face and away from the arm. Sleeve and neckline, working together, is the real secret to a sleeveless piece that flatters completely. Let me give you one more layer of this, because it is a lovely finishing touch, and it is about color and pattern near the arm. Just as with the fabric, the color and print of a sleeveless piece can either quietly draw the eye to the arm or gently soften it away. Here is the simple idea. A darker or deeper tone through the body and around the arm recedes and slims, so a top in a rich, deeper shade is quietly forgiving around the upper arm. A soft, small, busy print, rather than one large, bold block of bright color, breaks up the surface and gives the eye lots of little places to rest, so it never lands hard on any one spot, including the arm. What tends to draw the eye is a single flat expanse of a very bright, very light, or very shiny color right at the arm, because there is nothing to distract from it. So if you feel tender about your arms, lean toward deeper tones or a soft, gentle print near the top of the piece, and save your brightest, boldest block colors for further down, or for a day you simply feel like shining, which you have every right to do. This is not a rule so much as a gentle tool, one more thing in your pocket for the days you want it. Tell me in the comments, what is your favorite color to wear in summer? I love picturing all of you out there, glowing in your best shades. Now, one more practical piece before the big secret that ties it all together. Let me quickly walk you through sleeveless for the different places your summer takes you, because the right answer shifts a little with the occasion. For everyday and casual wear, a soft sleeveless or short sleeve top in a fluid cotton or jersey with a wider strap is perfect, easy, cool, and comfortable, and you can always keep a light kimono nearby for the shops or a cool restaurant. For a dressier daytime event, a lunch, a shower, a garden party, a fluid sleeveless dress with a soft flutter sleeve and an open neckline, perhaps in a soft print, looks polished and feels wonderful in the heat. And for the dressiest occasions, a wedding, a special dinner, an evening out, this is where the beautiful light layer truly earns its place. It becomes the star of the outfit. A sleeveless or fine strap dress with a gorgeous sheer wrap, a lace or chiffon shrug, or a soft draped bolero is stunning. It gives you elegance, a little coverage, and a real sense of occasion all at once. You are never stuck choosing between comfort and covering up, because the light, fluid layer solves both. Whatever the summer holds, there is a sleeveless answer that lets you feel cool, comfortable, and completely lovely, from a morning coffee to a moonlit celebration. So here is what ties all 5 of these mistakes together, and it is the truth I most want you to hear. Not one of these 5 mistakes was about your arms. Read that again. It was the sleeve ending at the wrong place, the armhole gripping too tight, the strap too thin to frame you, the fabric too stiff to drape, the cover-up too heavy to flatter. Every single one is about the clothing, not about you. And the secret underneath all of them is the same. Flattering sleeveless dressing draws a soft vertical line and lets fabric skim and move, while unflattering sleeveless dressing draws a hard horizontal line and lets fabric grip and gap. Soft and skimming and moving over hard and gripping and stiff, that is the whole secret. Can you feel how much lighter that is, knowing it was never about your arms at all? Once you see it, you can walk into any store, pick up any sleeveless top, and know in about 3 seconds whether it will flatter you, not because of your arms, but because of how it is cut and how it hangs. And I want to leave you with this. Your arms have held a whole life. They deserve to be dressed with softness and grace, never hidden away in shame on a beautiful summer evening. You have every right to feel the sun on your skin and to feel lovely doing it. Think of all the summers ahead, the gardens and celebrations and warm evenings, and picture yourself in them at ease, arms bare or softly draped, not hiding, simply enjoying. That is what all of this is really for. If this gave you a new way to think about your arms and your summer clothes, and I truly hope it set something free in you, please give this video a like because it genuinely helps more women over 60 find their way to this little corner of encouragement. Subscribe if you would like more real, practical, kind style advice made just for this stage of life with new videos every single week. And I would love to hear from you. So tell me in the comments, which of these 5 mistakes have you been making without realizing it? And are you going to be brave and go sleeveless this summer? I truly hope you will. I read every single comment and I treasure hearing from you. Remember this, always. Your best years are not behind you. They are happening right now, this very summer, in this very season of your life. So wear the sleeveless dress. Feel the warm air on your arms. You have earned every bit of that ease and joy. Stay stylish and stay confident, always. You deserve to feel beautiful, exactly as you are, today and every day.